Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi, chat. Hi,
Hello.
Santiago. Zuler.
How are you
So
doing,
you
guys?
just told me that you had a power outage just now. So you're running on your
Yeah,
backup.
that's why everything is so dark right now. I only have the UPS working for my PC and the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah. So good luck with
It's
that
because
coming
it's
back.
still raining so hard. Yeah.
It's still raining.
Sorry.
It's still raining.
Yes, we're still in the raining season actually. Yes.
Okay. But sorry for the stupid joke, but shouldn't you have more power then?
Yeah, but sometimes you have these capacitors that they blow up. So this is what happened. It was raining pretty hard, and the capacitor just blew up.
Yeah. So
a nice and calm Monday for you. Yeah.
what do you want to
Not at
say?
all. Where
I mean,
hopefully
now.
we will discuss the DM outage over the weekend. Yeah, let's just wait for a little more people to come in, and then we can discuss it.
Yeah. Um,
Otherwise, we will be
here's
repeating ourselves over and over and over again, which will
oh,
happen.
we still, for whatever reason, the Stream Elements is showing. Can you be mad? Okay.
Oh, did you change the title?
No, I did it in StreamYard, but for me it's showing the tavern. I don't know what Stream Elements is saying, but yeah. So what's up with the markets? Everyone like
Oh my god.
super chill about this?
Give me a
Totally
second. Actually, my
expected?
PC is not charging.
Okay, Santiago's gone. So, hey, folks, what you think? Every major stock market in the world down between 5 and 10%. What did I say 2 weeks ago? BTC under 76. I was actually surprised, and we've been discussing that a lot internally last week after the tariff announcement, Liberation Day on Wednesday. the Bitcoin was holding up really well against all other assets, right? So gold was down on Friday. All the stock markets were down 2 days in a row. Silver was down, oil was down, everything was down, but Bitcoin was up on Friday, right? So on Friday, Bitcoin was looking like, and crypto was looking pretty strong compared to everything else, but we got obliterated, and yeah, that's the best strategy. Just watch, just be in
I don't want
cash
to
right
watch
now.
what's price. Isn't it like
So
9.7?
1.8 right now. Maybe we're up a tiny little bit already, because we've been seeing some recovery to 78. Hey, Bitcoin is at 78. This looks strong now, coming from 74. But yeah, gold is still at 3,000 plus. So yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy. I can't remember seeing 3 days in a row with like 4, 5, 6%. Yeah, like that are down 4, 5, 6% for traditional markets. I can't remember. Can't remember anything like this. Not even during COVID, because I don't think it was 3 days in a row that they were so bad. So let's see what's going to happen. I mean, we can't. It's yeah, right. The whole world is dependent on a president. Most of them didn't elect this person, so yeah, it's very interesting. But it's none of this is good, right? For any of us, I believe so.
I like what Webby says, that it's crazy, but I think we needed it, and now hopefully the market will push on now. On the other side, Masva said, "I'm afraid this is only the start."
Yeah, I thought that on Friday this was it, right?
Oh my god. My monthly health insurance went
How,
up 29%. It's because your risk of having a heart attack increased of all the stress.
yeah, how's that? Sure.
I hope
But yeah,
everything is good.
so from here, from Wax at 1.7 cents, Wax at 2 cents or 4 cents, whatever, looks pretty good, right? So this would be great, or whatever it is, Bitcoin at 85 or 90, or Sol at 140 would look pretty good. Oh, private insurance in Germany. Yeah, don't. It doesn't make any. Doesn't. It's just short term. It's okay. Trust the process. Trump is a great thinker. He will make a lot of money. Him and his friends. But who are his friends nowadays? That's a question, right?
I have a question because I'm not sure about it. Is it true that Elon Musk now is not in favor of Trump, or is that just something I saw on Twitter and not true?
Well, there was this rumor that was spread towards the end of last week that Musk will leave, or will be forced to leave the Trump administration, basically in any capacity, right? But it wasn't clear whether this is because his job at Doge is done or because they don't get along. And that Musk started saying stuff like, maybe there should be a, how do you call that, a free trade zone between the US and the EU, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Red Scorpion is saying fake news.
Okay.
Musk is not leaving. Stress free if you're not holding. Well, maybe it's like it's less stress for sure, but I mean, all of this has implications or will have implications on everybody's lives one way or another, right? So if at least if it stays like that, right now we're like what, pushing back to 80,000. What's going on? You can't even follow it all that quickly because it's all changing so fast. So HK share market. Oh, it's Hong Kong share market. Yeah. Similar in Singapore and others. It's crazy. So the process, regarding the process, what Forrest Lair brought up, there is obviously now there is a bigger plan behind this, right? This is not random, that's for sure. So the question is, what's the bigger plan, and where is this going to go and when, right? So this is the big issue. How long is this going to take to rebound, if at all? So some people are saying bull market's over. Trump has deceived us, right? Others are saying no, this is just a plot to get interest rates down. But interest rates are not going to come down dramatically within the next 2-3 months, right? Because there's essentially in the next 3 months there's only 2 FOMC board meetings. So you could expect maybe 25 basis points next time in 30 days, May, and then maybe another 25 basis points in June. So that's it, right? So what else can you expect? It's this is difficult. So then there's the other view that Trump is basically just trying to extort deals, and I find that fairly realistic, actually. That as soon as he starts making individual deals, bilateral deals with other countries, he's going to be selling this as a success, right? So I don't know. It's really hard.
Let's assume you have 1K. Will you buy crypto right now, or you wouldn't? Of course, it is not.
You're late, right? You should have bought this morning, like our European morning, at 74.
True.
Be long with a 40x leverage or 50x leverage or something like that, and then you would have been really, really fine right now.
Actually, I'm not quite sure. The market bounced because there is this emergency federal meeting, but.
Okay.
I assume it is because of that, because they announced there will be this meeting, and then the market started to bounce. The Nasdaq started like minus 4.5%, and right now it is plus 0.5, if I'm not wrong.
What?
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
Plus 3%, actually.
I don't see the same numbers, but yeah, okay, it's kind of similar. So Bitcoin is up to 80,500.
And for example, this just came up. President Trump considers 90-day pause in all tariffs for all countries except China.
It's so funny because Sven, my co-founder, said that the best thing that could happen is if Trump announces a 3-month break on all the tariffs. So like literally 3 hours ago. So this is.
I'm just reading the news as they come.
Considering it.
A guy I know that is very serious just replies to this like, this guy is pure fucking chaos. Oh my god.
Fuck. Yeah, so if it's that, then yeah, for sure things go up. Let's see how far. But I mean this is going to give us a 3-month break at best, right?
I don't know what is he doing at the moment.
Shit. But I mean, for any of us here, right? So okay, Bitcoin is 1 hour. Now I'm looking at CMC. 1 hour, it's up 5%. Yada yada, right? But then if you look at Wax, this is probably not moving like at all, right? So it's always gonna wipe a little bit. Oh no, we're at 1.9 cents. That's bullish. What the hell?
Sure. Okay,
this
we have enough people indeed to address what happened during the weekend.
Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead.
Or you want to wait a little bit?
No, we don't have to wait. I just didn't want to, like, right now it seems like chat is still having like stuff to say about the Pi pump. I haven't looked at Pi.
I haven't taken a look at that yet. Yes.
Where's Pi?
EOS is moving. I mean, Yeah.
EOS did the rebrand. So Pi pumped.
I hit the big red button.
Oh
I
yeah,
wish I
Pi,
did. At least we
Pi
will
had a
have
lot of
known what
equity.
happened. So,
Yeah,
what happened during the
there
weekend?
was speculation that the. Sorry, it seems like I'm lagging. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see your. Okay.
So some people were basically speculating that the Dungeon Master outage caused the crypto market to crash, right? So
I think that's the
maybe you
reason.
want to
Yeah.
explain why you did it, why you actually pushed
I
it.
think people should spend some time with their family from time to time. So it was Saturday. It was a nice day. It was sunny. So I said, yeah, like we should take a bus. People should go out and breathe some fresh air. They deserve it.
Please don't lie to people, especially not in their virtual faces.
So, touch grass. Now, what happened is people were unable to claim the chest. So if you did a run on Friday, on Saturday, then you weren't able to do a run on Sunday because you were not able to claim the chest and you were not able to perform some runs. Well, all the runs for today. The problem has been fixed. Now we have the remaining issue of what to do with this because there's
Can you,
people.
Santiago, before we
Sorry.
move on, can you elaborate on why that happened, and why that happened on a Saturday or Sunday on the weekend? Because these things always happen on weekends, and
Yeah,
what's like why?
So first of all, it doesn't have anything to do with the changes from the new backend, from the old backend to the new backend. This is something that could have happened today or tomorrow or Wednesday or in 3 weeks. It's just an error that we experienced. And if you want some technicisms, it's like we have this log from the reward period service that we run, and it appears that it failed due to some bug in the code that we have. So the SQS message that we usually perform for it was deleted and it wasn't retried. So that's
pretty
actually what happened.
technical.
Yeah, that could have happened today or tomorrow or in 3 weeks. And it isn't like we didn't have the developer team available. We actually had the developer team working on the Sunday to be able to deploy a fix to it. But some problems require some coding, and you guys need to take into account that the code we implement, we gotta make sure not only that it fixes the issue, but it ensures that it doesn't happen again. It is not like we can keep pushing and pushing and pushing code without knowing if it will affect in the long run. Because we could have pushed a hot fix, but then it could have broken today as well. And that would have been a very big issue. Let's take a look a little bit to the comments.
Okay, so there's
so I've had this question from several people in Discord. Will Wombat keep the community a Wombat shaped signal to shine on the market in times of need to summon Solarman in the future? Oh my god.
Solarman.
Wait a second. What about the help issues before that? On Friday, we couldn't get auto help working. Actually, we were reviewing it and it was working on our side. No, there were not issues that were being ignored. That's not true at all. That is the next problem we have. Who cares about the fix? What about the guy who made 90 USD by running with no one could? That is true. I mean, I am sure you don't know, you don't care about the technicalities or how we fix it, but actually what we can do to make it up for you. So we have right now this issue, and we were talking with Adrian. We are looking at the possibility of, it's similar to a rollback. We're actually elaborating on removing the period of Sunday, removing the day by itself, and then doing an average of all your runs during the season and then add it at the end of the season. So it will be like you still had that day, and that day will be the average of all the runs you did during the 41 days of running on Dungeon Master. Exactly, like undo Sunday completely. Now, there will be around 2K players that were able to play because they didn't run on Saturday. And the issue is we have to find a way to make it up for them as well. Sounds nice? Yes, sounds nice. Now, in regards to implementation, we gotta be very careful about it. Because
we have this rule. We have
Sorry.
this rule internally, and we've had it for a while, that we don't want to mess with live season points data
Exactly.
on the fly because it's risky.
We're in beta. Yeah. I mean, you should expect this to happen, right? Because we're in beta.
That's why we're in beta.
No.
No, it's just
Of course,
jokes
we're trying
aside.
to joke about it. This is something serious, and it shouldn't have happened. But I mean, these problems happen, and the important thing is that we manage to solve them in a good manner and with everyone involved happy. With you understanding that these problems can happen to any game, and that we can find a way to solve them. I saw that Flawless feels bad. I'll try to reach him out as well, but usually the initial approach we have is this one. We're going to remove Sunday, and we're going to provide an average of all your runs you do during the season. Now, what we are still looking is if we can do this change on the run during the season, but we run the risk of having problems of DM collapsing because we have the rule of not doing this while the season is running. So maybe the best approach and the safest approach for you guys as well is to wait for the season to end and then we perform the changes.
That's gonna look weird on the leaderboard, though.
I will not touch it. That's right. I wouldn't either. What about you, Adrian? Will you touch it?
Yeah, just what I said,
I
right?
think we lost Adrian.
There's been comments on, yeah, but then the leaderboard is gonna look weird, right? Can't you fix this and so on?
Sorry, I think we're losing you, or is it me?
I think it's you this time around.
Wait, give me a sec.
I mean, obviously, the people who played
Oh,
who
it's
were
me. Fuck.
able to play on Sunday, they're not to be blamed for this, right? They just did their job. So everyone wanted to play, ourselves included, right? So obviously the whole, like everyone I know, people were reaching out. Hey, we can't play. I was like, God, I can't play either, right? So that's so the people who were able to play, they should get their reward for playing on a usual day, on a usual Sunday, at least, right? Whether that has to be what they got
I'm
on
back.
Sunday, I don't know, right? Because that might be a little bit out of place.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
I don't know. I was talking for a while. I don't know where I left it. I was fading away. I don't know if you talk about it, but this 90.
Yes, I did. But
guys,
I mean, feel free
okay.
to reiterate what you think about this.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
of course,
maybe you think the same.
I mean, he did what he's supposed to do is run dungeons and play the game. I mean, he isn't to blame if he was partying on Saturday or doing some stuff on Saturday and then he was able to run on Sunday. No one is to blame about this. That's why we also need to find a way to reward the users who played because it is not their fault. Now, I think the correct approach we should take is wait for the season to end and then we should perform the changes. Of course, we need to communicate this accordingly and talk with the people that were affected, which is you guys. And I can also talk with other people that might have been directly affected. For example, Flawless was directly affected because he wouldn't be getting his pack and so on. But we can figure it out. That's the important thing, and the game is running now.
Yeah. So it's always difficult to basically undo whatever has happened entirely or not happened, right? But as always, we do our best to actually get as close as possible to what would have happened without the problem. And that's a very fair point. So if you have your beer, the bill from the bar where you had all these beers, then send them in. Maybe there's a way we can send you some beer NFTs instead.
I was thinking about the red bottom NFT, but yes, a beer could be good as well. I like the idea of an entity for this. You will get an entity for this. I promise it. It won't be very OP, but it will remind us of this day.
Oh, cheap beer in Czech Republic. The good thing, or also a problem in Czech Republic, is not only it's cheap, but it's also very good. So cheap doesn't mean anything if it's crap.
What is the proposed changes, just so people know? So right now we're going to wait until the season ends, so we could perform and remove Sunday from the season points, and then we're going to do an average of your runs during the 41 days you were able to run. Then we're going to add it, and it will seem like you did a normal day in Dungeon Master.
Oh, look, this is an interesting this is an interesting approach by Beast Knife. Just extend the season by 2 days, and those people who played over the weekend should be locked out of these 2 days. Wow.
I mean, if you extend it by 2 days, then the season ends on Friday, and I assume you expect your payouts on Saturday, and then the team has like 2 days to prepare for the next season. So I'm not sure how good are we with that. Where does the money for 2 days come from? It comes from Adrian's wallet, right?
Why mine? It was your
I know
fault.
you guys should expect my fault. You guys know Adrian kids are not going to eat for these 2 days, but it is because you guys need the money. So we get it. We're taking away the monies from Adrian's child for university, and that's it.
That's it.
What's the name of your child? If you want to say it.
Their names are Pitt and Eddie.
Okay, little Pitt and Eddie won't be able to go to university, but it's for a greater good.
Okay. Chat is in a surprisingly good mood today. I don't know why.
I'm surprised. I was expecting fire all over the place. So everything that has been said here, we will do comms for that. But give us some moment, guys, before we are able to first check all the available options. And then once we do it, then we will have an official announcement. Of course, you get the information first of the tavern because you're talking with Adrian and with me. This is something that people have been asking a lot.
Yeah, because we haven't had a lot of new games in a while. And I honestly, I don't even know why exactly. Maybe it's because of the predicament the overall gaming industry is in a little bit, but we haven't been getting this much kind of inbound flow from games who want to be on Wombat. So, but we do have a few things lined up, and it always is. So oftentimes it's basically new games launched in a new market, in one country essentially, and then they roll out into different countries as well. So sometimes there is a new game, but you might not be able to see it yet, or it might actually not show up at all, right? But we're on this. We're adding more games.
Isn't good that they are not rushing you guys. They should be complimenting you for the restraints. I guess it was funny because during the weekend someone was DMing me like, "Why are you not working?" And it happens that I was just taking a look at it, so I just replied immediately like, "I'm working," and he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, I didn't expect you to reply.
This is a good suggestion. At least we could post something in Discord, or
That's good.
I mean, in general, when something like this happens, something major, then you can assume that we are aware. But sure, it's better if we make this explicit and basically just post something, let's say on Discord and Twitter or something like that.
I don't. Oh, sorry.
You go ahead.
First elaborating on this, I like the idea. We can maybe do something similar, or maybe have a status page in which we tell which services are up or down. That's pretty simple to do, in my opinion.
No, it's not simple to do.
The up or down?
Because I mean the Dungeon Master application was up.
I mean, for Dungeon Master,
just
it's
didn't-
more complicated. Yes. Oh, I'm losing you.
Right,
Or-
so this is not simple at all. If major things, now it was me. If major things don't work, from a technical perspective, it might look like it's up, but it's not, right? So it would be pretty complicated to basically have a status, an automated health check that basically checks for is everything going according to plan. But so this is not that easy. But in general, yeah, obviously doing some comms around this is possible.
Are you there? Okay. This is also interesting. I don't think it's fair to those who play to get their points canceled out. I understand USDC to be adjusted reflect to the right portion, but to cancel out the points, they were not at fault doing their normal runs. I'm in the error group, by the way. Yeah, I agree. That's why we have to find the best way to do it. Right now, it seems to be canceling the points, but we will keep studying it during the day. That's why we haven't communicated anything at all at the moment. Until we are sure. First, we also need to be sure that we are able to remove this day out. Otherwise, other option is to not remove this day and still do the average that we're talking about and give the extra points at the end of the season.
Maybe real quick, Beantown Bob saying you're saying one day because you weren't like, yeah, right. Technically, we weren't able to claim the chest for
2 days.
Saturday. So, but like, what's what now?
Sorry?
Is it 2 days now? Is it 1 day? Is it 3 days? What is it?
It's 1 day. Maybe there's a bug with the history in the chest, and we will have to check about it to figure it more out.
And then
the drop
well,
market from today's, it's also on you guys.
That's for sure. And I appreciate this comment by Janice. I think a lot of us who are not IT savvy, thus we all don't know what it takes or how long it takes for the team to rectify the situation. Thus, some would get upset and wonder why it was taking a long time. Many of us are not IT coding people; we're just lay people. That's totally understandable. So we should ideally communicate when things, like how long things might take. Sometimes it's just really hard, right? Because it might seem like it's an easy to solve problem, but then this might have, especially Dungeon Master has a lot of dependencies, right? Where things depend on each other. And if one process doesn't run, then as Santiago was saying, you want to make sure that everything else is then working properly. And if this is, sometimes this just takes a little more, and you can't do it within a few hours or whatever. So we won't always be able to predict how long things are going to take. One thing is, I think, it's definitely unfortunate that this again happened on the weekend. This was total coincidence once again, just like we've had before. It's just it probably would have been faster because we would have had more availabilities overall if this would happen on a Tuesday or something. But there's no guarantee even for that. This instance.
It's approximately 32 hours the game was done, actually. You will have to forgive us for 8 hours. We're trying to be accountable for the 24 hours. But still, we can find ways to account for these 8 hours.
So you can also view it like, hey, you didn't have to play, but you still get your rewards.
True.
I'm
Mr. LT,
not trying to sell that as anything good.
Guys, keep it simple. For those who played on Friday prior to the crash, just duplicate what they made on Friday. This way, the ones who played don't get penalized. Colosobi, what do you think about this?
I would generally, like last time we did the average of what they got in the season, because you might have had an off day on Friday, like a oh, I'm only doing 6-hour runs today because I'm busy, whatever. So I think it's generally a little healthier to average this out than to just to do what they had on Friday. But also, actually, for us, it might seem simpler because you're saying LT, you're saying it's keep it simple, but it might actually be easier or simpler for us to just average all the other days.
We lost.
You are on
I
and
think
off.
it was me.
Yeah.
No.
It's always you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can see you.
You cannot see me?
Well, I can see you, but you're not moving. You're frozen.
Oh my god.
For me.
I hate this. This UPS is not very powerful. No, I'm not sure it should work as always. I think something big like this, I think it's important to provide like regular updates on Discord. These regular updates should include when could be the problem is like, well, actually we could every 6 hours provide an update if something is not working. So the thing is, guys, we actually had developers working on it, and if this happened on a Tuesday, it would have taken the same time.
Okay.
Will we get like an emergency wombat stream when things like this happen, even if it's just one stream? The problem is like I have mental health, so if I open a stream during an emergency, I don't think my mental health will handle it very well. I promise you, like we're joking about it right now, but the mods and everyone were through a lot of stress. Some people, I'm not saying everyone, they are very mean sometimes, and they call out people, they insult them, not through the chat on Dungeon Master, but they go to DMs to insult you. So really doing an emergency stream is giving them a window to insult you directly and watch your reaction live. So that's not really something I would like to expose me or someone else at the moment. I think you're muted.
But I think we will sit down with the team and basically discuss how we can improve the comms in these kinds of situations, because we can't exclude anything like that happening again. So we should improve, like based on all your suggestions here, we should improve how we communicate about that, and so we'll definitely take that on.
Yeah. Points up plans. In theory, it shouldn't affect that much because we're going to do an average. So I actually like more the approach of not removing the Sunday if the people were able to run, but we will still give everyone an extra day. And you won't
Your
have to
connection isn't really good, Santiago.
run, but you actually will have to just be. Oh my god.
We're losing you. Like a CEO, Adrian won't get overtime. All we need is him to come on and say, "Hi, I'm alive. We know what's down, and we're working on it." I mean, if you prefer a stream, really, and then like me going there and just waving and saying, "Hey, we're working on that," and then disappearing again and then coming back on, and this is a stream that basically lasts and there's nobody on. I don't know, right? Maybe just literally Discord messages would do the trick there. I'm not sure if there is really a value add to being on stream. Remember when WhatsApp went down and we were all using Telegram for a short while? Isn't that always? Who uses
No,
WhatsApp?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh my god. I'm trying to use my phone data, so I hope it works better.
We'll see. I hope you don't run out of data.
It will be worth it.
That's nice.
Can there just be a banner in the game when something is being fixed? A pop-up? Yeah, we could. We should. No, it's not like we could. We should. Next time we should have a pop-up. Like, we know the game is broken. We're working on a fix. And maybe a last updated, like last updated 6 hours ago, 12 hours ago,
1 minute ago.
1 minute ago. For example, Choco Crypto told me today, hey man, fix Dungeon Master. And I'm like, yeah, we're working on it.
There's more discussions about quick streams. But I mean,
No,
who
I'm
would
not
be
doing a
on?
quick stream. I refuse to do a
I
quick stream.
could because I'm not as stressed out as you are by these things because I can't do anything, right? I'm not doing the work, so it could be me, but I'm really wondering. So is that like I go on for 5 minutes and then who joins this? Who watches this? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Fun
if you put
stuff.
the dev to join the stream, I think he will insult everyone saying, like, I should be working on the mistake instead of being on the stream.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, exactly. Have Matt play games.
Well, that's always true, right?
Did Matt stream last week?
Well, I think that's why Stream Elements was showing Can You Beat Mad? But I haven't watched it, to be honest.
Breaking. White House says news about Trump announcing 90-day tariff pause is fake. Oh my god. That was fast.
What?
Yeah, I mean...
And Bitcoin is not down to 75 again, but we're holding up at 78 something.
Where is Olga? She's in the basement working for Play. No, actually, where is Olga? She used to stream, right?
Yeah, once or twice a week. So back in the day, we had Olga doing the Wisdom Uni and the Smash or Pass, and then Matt was also streaming like once a week. Can you beat Matt? And where? Yeah, I guess something like that.
It's hard when the mods can't tell us anything and the game just isn't working. In Web3 was always feel like the next rag is coming. I mean, I guess... if you want to reply, go ahead, Buzz.
No, you go ahead first.
I mean, I guess Wombat has been for long enough for you guys to be sure that if the season stopped working out of nowhere, it is something happened and not really Wombat ragging, in my humble opinion. Like, Wombat ragging will be the last thing I will think of.
That would be so weird after running this company for more than 7 years. Rugging, like what? No, that's not that will never happen. I wonder why anybody would think that. Right? It could be all kinds of things that happen. Getting hacked, getting whatever, doing ABC, but not us rugging. This is just not happening ever.
That will be the slowest rug pull, the long con. Never saw it coming. Actually,
yeah, and doing it at the bottom.
It's funny, but people usually mislabel rug pull like this space, and I have always said it. This space is similar to a space in which you run a lot of startups. 95% of startups fail.
99% of startups fail.
99% of startups failed. Yeah, that's true. So usually if they're raising money and they offer you a product, then you are safe to assume that sometime sooner or later they will fail. and failing after trying to do and launch what you offered is not really rug pulling, it's failing.
Yeah, and also if you want to rug pull, you should do it at the top, not at the bottom, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's a reverse rug. This man never got goxed. Well, but yeah, okay, Master Shin, I really wonder. Do you think that Mount Gox was a hack or a rug? Because
Guts.
um, this is this is really interesting. Because yeah, to me, it's like whenever anybody says they've been hacked, right? And I mean, FTX showed that in the best possible way. When FTX was going down, or Alameda, they got hacked kind of last minute. Do you think that was a hack, like an actual hack? So I'm wondering, like, whenever anyone says we got hacked, is that just like an excuse for rugging?
That's interesting.
My heart says rug. Yeah, I mean,
5,000 BTC.
what 5,000 BTC? But then
Oh my.
did you probably sold your claim then? Because with 5,000 BTC of a claim, you got offered a boatload full of money for the claim. What was
Give me 1
Realm?
second.
Rug or not rug? For most of the things that have been basically stopping operations in the wax space, I would say it just wasn't sustainable for them anymore. They just couldn't keep going. So I would say probably most of what's been going on, shutting down or stopping, whatever, was not rugs. It was basically just them not being able to keep it running anymore.
What was Realm? NFT Realms. I didn't play it. I mean, I think I played it once. It was interesting. I don't think it was a rug. They tried to sustain the game. If the game is not really profitable or there wasn't enough people, then of course they shut down.
And on wax particularly, right? I mean, Polygon has also been really, really bad recently, but in wax, like if you look at how short the period was during which wax was doing really, really well, right? A lot of the things that started throughout that period just couldn't make it. It's just so hard.
Hey, Yancy. Hey, peeps. I just
Why?
joined. Why are you talking about rugs? Why are we talking about rugs? I'm not sure.
Because somebody said that they never know whether we're rugging. And I mean, I get it, right? Mount Gox was a long con like that. It was a few years running, and then BTCE was even longer when the guy actually rugged. But again, you should be doing this in a good position, not in a weak one, right? Not when the market is really bad.
Another rug coming. Don't worry. I love that he says that with the rug apes profile picture.
Also, like this on this little sheet, I said, if you rug, right, then you probably don't go on stream. Like, why bother to doing this, right? So,
I don't understand this. Don't shut the. Oh wait, what did you click?
Messenger, I guess. Well, regarding Wombat Realms, right now we're having a really hard time dealing with anything EOS related when it comes to NFTs, right? And making big plans for this. So Wombat Realms was supposed to be expanded, but then we moved away from Wombat Realms and towards Gamer Cave because it became very unsustainable for us to actually keep minting a lot of NFTs on EOS, right? RAM price went up, and the focus of EOS has shifted dramatically now, more than ever, essentially, right? Being kind of a banking ecosystem. and being called Volta, which is, I don't know. I'm not sure whether I can get used to the name after calling it EOS for so long. But yeah, I don't know whether it's worth clinging on to anything NFT related on EOS, right? Because I personally don't expect a lot of NFT, even in a good market, even if NFTs become a thing again on, let's say, on Ethereum, on Solana, on Polygon, on Wax even, I don't expect EOS to do very well with regards to NFTs. A, they're really expensive to mint compared to other chains now, but B, there hasn't been a lot of interest, and also the foundation isn't pushing a lot towards having consumer having a lot of consumer adoption with games and NFTs and these kinds of things. So that being said, maybe there's going to be an avenue of how we can revive Wombat Realms. Maybe there's going to be some kind of a bridge or whatever, or we can migrate it over to somewhere else and revive it. But right now, I don't know.
This is one reason we come here every Monday to see Adrian's face and be sure that nothing is being rugged.
We're not rugging! Hey, hooray! Especially because people who rug would always talk about this, right? We'll rug this.
I mean, usually before rugging, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know.
Well, it's like, I think it's
First of all, like, they are not companies. Like, Wombat has been a company for how long?
Well, the Spielworks company has, like, we founded it on the 28th of February in 2018. So 7 years, 6 weeks.
There are contracts. I mean, I have signed a contract. Everyone has a contract. Like, there's the legal framework over the place. Like, usually for rugs, everything is non-conventional. There are no contracts or anything at all.
We're doxxed. We're fully doxxed. You can find our names, right? There's an address. It's like, there's in Germany, the transparency regulations, for instance, for websites. You need to have a legal notice that basically shows the names of the authorized managing directors and the company address and so on, right? In Germany, like if you're publishing a website out of Germany, you're obliged to have that. It's different in the US, or basically most countries.
This is an important question. Oh wait, not this one.
Joking. I mean, Portugal and Germany are in the EU, and I think there's 100% extradition between EU countries. So,
do people know Sven?
well, they've seen pictures of him.
Oh, it isn't like he has come to stream once.
No, Sven on stream, he would feel max uncomfortable.
So the next question is, when Sven come on here with you?
Exactly. No.
Maybe we can do it like a special stream so people get to know Sven.
When Play launches, we'll do a party.
He's listed on LinkedIn.
Yeah, so LinkedIn and websites and stuff like that.
So you know what we have been talking with the people during last chat with the PM? They love the concept of leaks that we were talking about. Of introducing a wood, a gold, a silver, a gold, a uranium, and a grand dungeon master league. And try to stratify stuff.
Sorry, I don't really get it.
Do you remember we were talking about implementing a league system instead of the experience in the newbie?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually what people love the idea. I am working on the draft already. I asked Chair for a lot of data so we could try to make sense to it, and I'll be able to present it to you soon.
Cool. That's gonna be a tough one in terms of.
It will be difficult, but we were talking because usually we have to choose which direction or which huge feature we want to work on. So I told the guys, do we want to work on huge clan upgrades like we were talking about the clan rating, or we want to implement the league system first? Surprisingly, people were like leaning towards providing this league system first, and then should work on the clans. So Lord, don't let Edwin tell you that on this. Don't worry.
This is funny.
Oh wait,
Robert DeFaro, I've been to your address, and it's a mailbox. Also building an office and people, but also a mailbox. Yes, it's obviously you have to have a mailbox. Not sure which address you've been to, but we changed the location of the company last year in summer, and ever since we don't have an office in Berlin anymore, right? Because basically nobody was in there. Right, we used to have a huge office space, and we gave up the office after we couldn't stay there anymore. We couldn't extend the contract, and then we didn't actually set up a new office. We kind of always thought about it, but since, for instance, I don't go to an office, I'm in Portugal, the company needs to have a mailbox legally, right?
Is that what the whales voted? Not really. That's why the chat with the PM is so important for me, because everyone comes out. People that are not whales, people that are sharks, dolphins, everyone comes out and they have their own opinion on things. So it is more balanced in regards to it. But I also like to come up with things that we chat during the chat with PM to get the input from everyone. If I wanted to know what the whale said, we could just run a governance poll, and then we will know what the whales want. I don't want to be in a league where Webby and Buff are running. We will figure it out. That's why Chor is helping me with all the data, so we could make something cool out of it.
Okay, that was over 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you could have just dropped in. We were 2 years ago. That was around the time when we moved from 4th floor to 3rd floor, because we used to share the office with of all types of companies. We used to share our office with a law firm. So they used to sublet this to us, and then we swapped, and then we were subletting to them.
I feel like I'm going to hit kneecap in a league. I like the concept, actually.
There's so many questions right now. So
yes, you got Web League, Normal League, and Red Mob League.
Hey, don't hit on Red Mob.
People should be enjoying right now the Red Mob League. The Red Gamer PC is giving close to 10k mining power this season.
Wow. That much?
That much.
Like if you've upgraded it to max, right?
I mean, for sure. If you didn't, then it is giving you 4k.
That's intense.
Okay, let's answer some questions.
Yeah,
this one we already responded. This one.
Will it be dressed like we're talking about the play ratio, was wombat and so on? Yes. So we won't hand out definite information about this, but we are definitely considering this, right? That people have been buying was and wombat to receive airdrops, and we're thankful for that. So this will definitely be respected, and the ratio between was and wombat, well, we're looking into kind of what other factors might play into this. There was a question early on about will the duration through which we were holding was and wombat, will that be relevant and whatnot, right? So the answer is possibly yes. We can't tell you all the details yet, but we will in due time, right? When things are happening with play. Obviously, in this market, it's really difficult to predict anything. We shouldn't, like, nobody should be launching tokens in this market, right? If you saw what happened to Gunzilla, to the gun token, which launched a week ago, right? This hasn't been doing really great. A lot of new token launches haven't been doing really great.
How has it performed in this market?
Have a look for yourself.
Minus 14% today. Oh my god. Minus 14%.
Yeah, today. But overall, I mean, we're Gunzilla is at they had a good day yesterday, I believe.
I mean, in 7 days, minus 50%.
Yeah,
50%.
So that's not what you're looking for. I mean, let's be honest, right? That's not what you're looking for when you launch a token. So you can't really call that a success. I mean, part of that is dependent on the market, obviously, and part of that is dependent on the token itself. But in a good market, there would be much more possibilities for this to do well. But there's no reason to feel anxious about this.
Will these 5 different leagues are to fit all players, including experienced and newbie? Actually, what I want to do is, first I want to finish the draft, show it to Adrian, and then showcase it to you guys. Maybe then we can run a governance poll, like, is this the direction you want to go with this white paper? And I mean, with this draft, and if everyone votes yes, then we will start working on it. I mean, it's a big change, as Adrian said.
Or not. Maybe it's just a Webby league.
No, it is not.
Okay, so we had this and this. This.
Would you guys take a look at Dungeon Worlds?
Yeah, so
this comment.
Yeah, exactly. So Dungeon Worlds has been... So yeah, there was one comment regarding Dungeon Worlds basically fitting the definition of a rug, whatever. It's not, right? Dungeon Worlds has definitely not performed, right? But we never gave up on it. We never said, hey, screw it, we're not doing this, we don't care, whatever. It's just that with all the things that are going on or have been going on, we haven't focused on Dungeon Worlds recently. We do have a new concept for Dungeon Worlds, which is not white paper sort of ready yet, but it's changed, right? Because it had to change, had to evolve from the initial idea of basically multiplying Dungeon Master, an NFT staking idle game, right? And basically, quote unquote, the original idea was basically franchising this. And I understand why a lot of people are unhappy about the progress that we've made there, which was very little and close to zero over the last months and years. But it's still on our roadmap, and we still want to do this, and we want to release a game that actually works, right? That actually has a chance of being a successful game. And I don't want to compare ourselves to Star Atlas. I think they just broke a new record recently. What Star Atlas? This has been a game in development for 10 years, whatever, and now they raked in 800 million, right? Obviously, Dungeon Worlds was nowhere close to this, so we have to do something about this. That we're totally aware of this, and we'll make sure that there's going to be a good solution for anyone who got in on this and who wants to be in on this.
Interesting. This is interesting. I guess... No, wait, where is it? Your current advice regarding our VIP staking is to leave the stake when the lock period is up and not click anything because we can't stake. Is this accurate? I think it is not longer accurate because we have enabled it.
Yeah, so for now, while staking is enabled again, You can claim them and restake them if you want. If you want to lock them up for a longer period again, then this is what you can do right now. But and we will inform you before we deactivate staking again. And then we will deactivate staking quite soon again. And then this is going to be the best advice, but then there's going to be a warning on the staking page that only do that if you really want, if you really know what you're doing. So your village.
Oh, sorry. Can you click it again?
You're always interfering with me. You
Yeah.
can give collection promo to own leagues when they pay a Wombat fee. For example, the Gamer Cave Collection League, Dungeon Items League, kind of the PR. Like, isn't Premier League sponsored like this? The name of the Premier League?
Yes. I don't remember which is the current sponsor, but also stadiums and so.
Emirates, whatever. I don't know.
Emirates. Crypto.com. Crypto.com is everywhere. It's the Crypto.com Stadium, the Crypto.com team, Red Bull Salzburgo. You have Red Bull, actually, yeah.
Red Bull is big in Germany. What about if I swap my Polywombat to Wax? That would destroy my holding history for a coin? No. Don't worry about this. That's not how this is going to work. I think the leagues should be like the old and new packs: Grandmaster, Master, Gold, Silver, Standard. But they're not called Grandmaster, Master, Gold, Silver, and Standard. They're called Grandmaster, Master, Expert, Apprentice, and Newbie. But yeah, why not? So Define the Dollar has a great suggestion. Add a report issue function in the achievement menu. Then the user, game, and achievement are all auto-populated, and we don't need to go to another site to do paperwork.
I like it. That's a good one. Maybe not really on the directly there, but maybe on the settings or on the menu. That cool.
Well, the idea, I think, by Define the Dollar is that you do it exactly there, because then everything else is pre-filled, right? Because you know which one was clicked.
Ah, okay. I'll take a note of it.
Yeah. After seeing Shadow Deaths for Battle Miners, this would be amazing for Dungeon Masters. What's Shadow Deaths?
It's their game mode. It's pretty cool.
I haven't played Battle Miners in, oh my god, a long time.
I haven't played it in a long time either, but I'm a fan of what they do.
But so how do you know what Shadow Deaths is?
Because I used to work with Diablo, with Carlo Turk, who is one of the owners of it. So he once showcased it to me. I also know the developer, which is Petmark. They like to build, so I will always support people that like to build and create something cool. Dr. Majeolis is like the big brain behind it, so he's very cool as well.
So should everybody check out NFT Battle Miners?
They should check out, and actually, I have some NFTs from them I can give away because I'm not playing actively, so I can send them if you want to.
But shouldn't you be playing then?
I don't have the time to play at the moment.
So in general, whatever we do, the dentist, so for us, it's only possible to understand if you've had tokens when you hold them in a wallet, right? Or stake them, or whatever, right? So whatever happens, there's certain things that we can do, right? And other things that we can't. But first and foremost, for us, it's we don't want to overcomplicate things. We don't want to basically say, hey, you, like, there's you held them here for 3 days and you moved them back, right? So whatever we do, it's going to be incredibly simple. It's going to be incredibly simple, right? And not like you have to follow 1,000 rules and understand and read up on a 20-page document before you understand whether or not you're getting the right amount. It's going to be very simple. But no, we can't comprehend anything that you did on KuCoin before.
What is Amaranth?
Amaranth is a very successful. I don't know whether she still streams, but she's a very successful hot tub streamer.
She owns a gamer team. It's called Wildcard on NA. It's a CS:GO team.
So now you know who Amaranth is.
I knew it because she owns that team, and that team has a lot of fans because Amaranth is the owner of it. But I don't really think she streams or anything related to the team.
Watch the Twitter. Yes, there was an announcement about the staking being re-enabled, and there will be an announcement when it goes down again. If you don't have Star Atlas kind of money, you just gotta have Star Citizen. Sorry, I meant Star Citizen, not Star Atlas. Sorry, of course I meant Star Citizen, the crowdfunded game by what's his name? Oh, didn't he make? I forget. I keep forgetting.
Where is she streaming?
Kick.
Okay, makes sense.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I've hardly ever watched anyone because to me it seems like Kick is 99. Not surprisingly, but 99% casino streams. So yeah.
Oh, with Kick.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like Kick is finally getting traction out of some streamers.
Chris Roberts, exactly. Chris Roberts.
Let me check how my UPS is doing. Okay, I have good and bad news.
So what's the good news?
I have close to 20 minutes of energy.
And what's the bad news?
That I have 20 minutes of energy. That it might be 20 minutes or it might be 15, because in theory this told me I had 1 hour and a half.
Wow. Okay, that's not much.
So it was your UPS. That broke the aim on the weekend. I mean, you should be thankful I have a UPS.
Yeah, I don't, but I will soon.
Ninja went to Beam. That was a good one.
This happened?
I think so.
Why are mom Wombatiums? What's mom Wombatiums? What's mom Wombatiums? Getting 11,000 MP.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sometimes. Mob Wombatiums. Mob Wombatiums are not getting 11,000 MP.
Fuck.
It's the gamer KPCs, right? But it's also temporary. I think it's important that everybody realizes this is a season by season thing with like which gamer PCs get which color of gamer PCs get the boost.
I wasn't able to hear much about the last minute, but Mom Wombatium sounds nice.
Yeah, this is fun.
Were you able to reply to Nancy?
Yes, I basically said that it's not the Wombatiums, but it's the gamer PCs, but also the 10,000 MP is temporary, right? So this is going to change on a season by season basis.
Yes, so
whichever gets the boost.
I guess we should not make this a governance poll because the red will win always.
Why is that?
Because
they won
we also
once.
only like the red mob. Or maybe we could do a poll but remove the red one this time because they were the elected one previous season.
Right? So you always do only the 2 ones that were not the one. But also maybe the boost is going to be different. Maybe 2x was too much.
Yellow might win. Yeah, we will have to put yellow against the colorless Wombation for them to have a chance.
Everybody's
No,
loading
I'm
up
kidding.
on.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't have
Everybody's
any
loading
favorite
up
mob.
on yellow mob Wombations based on your comment here.
Oh, actually, we were working in the concept of the raffle, making some raffle tickets, and then we will give them for some amount of mob tokens. And so then we do on a tavern. I mean, you take the chances. For example, let's say 100 people bought a blue ticket, 200 people bought a red ticket, and other 100 people bought a yellow ticket. Then we put those chances in a roulette, and we run a tavern that day, and we spin the roulette. Because even though there will be mobs that bought more tickets, the other mobs still have a chance of winning.
Yep, it's a very complex process for a very simple problem, but yeah.
It's cool though. No, it's
cool,
just an idea. Of course, most of the stuff is an idea.
Weight the vote based on token price. Kind of like the idea as well, or just always use the one that has the lowest price, or maybe people will have to pay upkeep for this. Oh, that's actually nice. Pay upkeep for your red for your colored gamer PCs in the mob tokens.
This sounds amazing.
Just for the hate. Okay.
I love it. Actually, I'll find a way to do this. How can we do this?
I mean, there's a lot of ways of doing this in general, I would say. Right. One is you can always do a similar blend than what we do for the golden key, that you do a proxy blend, right? And you can you say, okay, whatever, you blend as many as possible by these, and then you can blend them into something bigger or upgrade some. Yeah, you can make an upgrade blend, and so this is the season 25 downgrade blend or something like that, right?
Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you.
So, I mean, in general, I think the mob tokens are, I mean, for Wax, they're doing well, right, in the Wax ecosystem. But we've been getting questions like, hey, can't you help getting them listed on an exchange and so on? So there's two things, right? There's very few exchanges actually listing tokens that run on the Wax blockchain. And one of them is MEXC. So that's doable. Actually, we could get them listed on MEXC. But unless they have at least a few $100,000 market cap, actually, ideally, at least $1 million or so, that's not going to be very useful, right? Because typically what's going to happen, an exchange that lists these kinds of tokens will ask for a portion of the tokens as promo budget, right? Whatever that means. And this will end up in the market one way or another, right? So imagine you would have to pay a $20,000 promo budget for RODC or Blue Whale or Wombi to get listed on an exchange. Then at a current market cap of, let's say, 10, 11K for Blue Whale, which is the highest, that makes no sense whatsoever, right? It just doesn't work. So let's push up the prices. So if do everyone just go buy as much Blue Whale RRDC and Wombi as you can, and then once we reach 1 million market cap, then it will make sense for them to actually get listed on exchanges, right? So it's simple as that.
I saw a question on Discord to Matt about Atomic Hub. Does Atomic Hub block or police ragging projects anymore as Pink did?
We don't do things the same way that Pink did, because how Pink did it, how Pink were doing things, this clearly didn't work out. So we do, whenever we get reports for fake collections, whatever, these kinds of things, then we do block them, right? But we can't be sitting there and have two people basically checking every new collection for whether it's a rug or a fake or whatever. Also, again, coming back to rug, to the definition of rug, for us, it's really hard to be the judges of has this rugged, right? So that's why there is no, hey, this is a whatever proven winner collection or whatever. So what we can do, and that's why the badges are there, and the badges make sense in a way, right? If there's an identity badge, then you can be assured that there is the people who made the collection actually have shown their faces, right? They have KYB'd with us. If there's a business badge, then yes, they have KYB'd actually, right? And we know that this is a business. So we can't check has this rugged, right? Because what's the definition for a rug, right? Again, coming back to this question, is Realms, was that a rug? Should we disable this? I don't think so, because I don't think that they've rugged, but that's me talking with my limited amount of information. So this is, we don't want to be the judges of this, right? What we want to be judges of is objective criteria, like, do we know who that is? Do we know whether that's a business? Does this, did they actually did they prove that they made the art themselves? These kinds of things, but we can't tell you this is a good or a bad project, right? So if we see clearly copyright infringements and that this gets called out, then we can block them. That's no problem. So that's what we have with Funko, right? Obviously, upon every single Funko launch, there's numerous fake collections. So these we can block, and also whenever we get told, hey, look, this looks like one, or we find one, but what's a rug, right? That's really hard.
But he's talking about a specific collection. Pixel Racers.
So what's on with Pixel Racers?
It seems this collection kicked everyone from the Discord and shut down the website. Sounds like ragging.
Yeah, we can look at, I mean, we have it's called blacklisting, right? And we have badges. So I can't remember us badging Pixel Racers. I think I actually played it myself, so I was
the legend, the man, Rock Racers, you mean?
So this has a content and an identity badge. So apparently, they have KYC'd, right? So, but if this is a rug, then yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. What should we do with it, right? Rug Racers. So yeah, I mean, by all appearances, okay, we can unbadge them.
Why is Andrej so mean? What about them paying bro enough? Can we start a GoFundMe for a better camera?
That's you, but I guess this is your connection. Not your camera.
No, it's because I don't have light. I don't have energy right now. That's why I don't have a good lighting at the moment.
Define the dollar. But what if I had Blood so much I won't even buy their token to hate them? Well, I think buying any of the mob tokens will always help the entire community. So by hating them so much that you would buy their token, you would actually help them, like help yourself.
Seems your resolution is low through, so yeah, it's because of that.
Um, leveling up cost with mob 375. Why is this so cheap? Why is nobody like, if this is so cheap and it's such a good deal, why isn't everybody buying this? This would have to be much more expensive. I'm not getting this. Like, I should probably be buying them.
I should.
I need to level up my game. This is a cheap.
Very diplomatic answer.
Maybe there needs to be a community advisory badge. Yeah, I mean, something that goes in line with some decentralized governance that I can imagine, right? That there is a kind of community, how you say, council that basically says, okay, they have voted this up or down. So that this is something we can think of.
I'm fading away. I have 4 minutes according to this.
No, too bad. You can still stake cars and earn tokens. Okay. Look, it's sometimes it's really hard to tell, right? So for like, if you trade tokens on Pump Fun, there's very often there's clear runs, right? It's totally clear. It's a 0-1, right? But with these kinds of projects, sometimes maybe people thought it's going to work better than it actually does, and then they stop because they can't sustain that anymore. So we should ask, right? And we actually might be able to ask them, because if they're badged with identity, we should probably know who it is. So I don't know. Yeah, so Pump Fun, I've been reading so much about that recently in the context of attempted regulation. There's got to be some regulation for these kinds of things. That's for sure. It can't just be, anybody can just launch and rug and do whatever, right? And obviously, Pump Fund is the most unregulated thing ever. It's fun, and this is how it was probably intended initially. That's also why it's called Pump Fun. But it became a really big thing, right? And some people won or lost a lot of money in it. So it's not just fun anymore. So there's definitely got to be something where you can't just make another token and another token and another token and just get away with it and rugging.
Oh wait, now I want to know what's the capacity of Masterbook Waste Solar's UPS now. Mine can only do more than 50 minutes even at full battery. I'm not sure. It cost me like $400, so it was quite expensive. I bought it way back last year when the country was going through a lot of outage. So that's it. I mean, it's pretty good. It handles close to 1 or 2 hours depending on the use you give it. Santiago, have a look later at what I shared about the average point, which I shared earlier.
Once your power is back up.
Can you send it to me on Discord? That will be way better. Get solar panels. Yeah, it is a nice idea, but right now it is raining. I don't know if they work well.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Not because of the power outages, which we sometimes have as well. Typically, really short, just a few seconds. But because of the power consumption that we have, essentially.
A marine battery. That's good.
Wow, okay. Okay, now that we're about to lose Santiago,
It's
and
it's fun because it's on 1 minute, but I don't know how much it will last at
but
1 minute.
it's gonna be on 1 minute for a long time. So if you have any last questions to Santiago, let's have them now.
So
Or
basically, thank you so much for the patience. The problem has been solved. I like more the idea of what you suggested. We should leave it the way it is working right now. The day that people were able to run on Saturday, then they were able to do it, and we will just do an average of the points you got during the whole season and give it an extra 1 or 2 days for you guys.
okay.
You will also get an entity, maybe a beer or maybe a red bottom, but you will get one. You don't expect it to have 1,000 mining power. It will just be something fun and that you can claim.
So Rising Dragons is actually saying unofficial break from Dungeon Master was great. Then Prince Paradox got to walk the dog and drink whiskey.
I mean that's good.
And win
That's
Parth.
why we did it. People
Touched
were
some
able
grass.
to touch some grass and don't look at the charts right now. No one should look at charts right now.
Let's stop it altogether.
Yes.
Kanadak, thanks. All good luck.
I was saying let's always turn off the game during the weekend.
Oh wow, that would be an interesting one. But what do you do then? Mid-season break. And then we do governance votes for when the breaks should be. I think Santiago is officially gone, done, cooked. So let's remove him. So I suggest that we do a little bit of the kids are home, not from school because there is no school. Hello. Kids are home from picking up a grandma. So yes, Vince, please DM him on Discord. He'll be back at some point. So does this work? No, it doesn't. It's not working. Tariff isn't working. I put it there. Now it's working. So please try again. Exclamation mark tariff is the code word. So Ving is joined with play. Sirlison is joined with play. No, okay. It should work with tariff now. So do type exclamation mark tariff to fit the motto of the day. So we'll do that. And yeah, I think Santiago has answered all the questions regarding the issues from yesterday. Edmund, not play, but a tariff, as you can see on the screen. So funny. Based on these alleged news, fake news, that there might be a pause. Market went up, and now we're back down to 78,500, 600. It's craziness. Nobody knows anything anymore. We live in a world of false information, fake news, and whatnot. It's really crazy. So my mom just came. She got picked up by the family from the train station. So she's going to be spending the next 2 weeks with us because there's the school is like we have school holidays, so we can use some help. It's the DM about DM. Yes. It's funny how DM has been established as a shortcut for Dungeon Master. Are we gonna get? I forgot to talk to Matt about it. I made another note. Streamer NFT. Sorry for that. It's Paradox. Did you know that the rare Wombat skin can shit itself to build an igloo? Yeah, I think it's only the oh no, the rare ones. Wasn't it the rare ones that can do that? But I have this golden one, so that should be good enough, right? Oh, it's broken actually. Can't poop. Oh, so you should use the golden one. Everybody get a golden one. So we're 37 people. That's not so bad for a day like this. We've got Vince and Shiba Seeker with the rare wombat. Anyone else using a wombat? Ah, Pedro has the golden one. This is the right one. So, well, I think we're gonna do the usual. Let me see if there's anything else. Wombat Promo owns a lot of NFTs, so we could do something else, but it's always hard to browse it for 22,000 NFTs. So, yeah. So I think we'll keep going with Promo Boxes Edition 2. I mean, they're decent, right? If only wax were higher. Yes, if you want to link your wallet, you have to go to twitchytides.io. I can post this. Nobody else can. Right? Can post links. Okay. Oh, 43 people. All of you have managed to type exclamation mark tariff. And we have yet another wombat, Crypto Infinity. Wow, there's some real competition here. It's been a while since we had 4 of them, 4 of you. So yeah, what we're gonna do is hand out some promo boxes to the top 5 players and to the top player wearing a wombat skin. Promo box is a bit misleading. All other boxes spill packs except for this promo pack. I've never opened a promo pack, promo box, so I don't know exactly what's in there. What is in there? One item: Professor, Banker, Sprinter, or Collector set. We should probably make new ones then, or just hand out some extra boxes, like Sapphire boxes or whatever. I don't know, but I don't know. So I get it. I get it. Okay, then 45 people are playing. That's not so. 46 people. That's not so bad, right? Top 5 players and top player with a wombat skin. Let's get going. I should have made it a slower round. I think most of the wombats are gone already. Crypto Infinity and Shinpaichi are gone as well. So Vince is going to be a proud winner of yet another promo box. And Jamie Penguins. Oh, it's so funny, this Penguins thing with what's his name? This actor. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. Penguins. Penglings. So we've got Jamie Penguins, Edmund, Blue Eyes Disc, Sillison, Jungle Banano winning a promo box, and Vince. So GG's here. GG's. Yeah, Santiago sent me a message that he's gone, as if we hadn't known. So, okay. Just quickly copy and paste this. Cool. I had to win so Adrian would talk about dragons. Dragons were cool. I used to really like dragons. Especially like when I started playing Magic the Gathering, I was like, I know people who really collect dragons. I never did, but I had this Shivan dragon, I think it was called, from edition 5. This was one of my favorite cards, and I always wanted to play it in a deck, but it was just too bad to be played in a deck, in a competitive deck. But it was a cool dragon. I really like the artwork. Send mine to Shiba Seeker. Oh, that's too late. Oh, yeah. You probably just do it yourself. Are you hyped about the MTG Final Fantasy set coming out? No, actually not. I like. There's so many weird cards right now. I don't get it anymore. There's a Deadpool card. I don't even know have an idea how you can get it. It seems like super fun, but I don't know where all these cards are coming from. This is not the MTG that I used to play. So Pedro was super stoked about it, but it's like I have no idea. Maybe I'm just old. I used to play like the last Final Fantasy that I played, I think was 7. So I've been out of the Final Fantasy game for a really long time. So it's it's difficult for me. Wolf Angel deck, that deck. Yeah, I'm so out. I don't even know. Like I think they changed the formats in Magic, so you don't even have Type 2 anymore. So I have no clue which cards are playable and which aren't. But I always wanted to get back, but it's it's so hard. My my kids play Pokemon, and Pokemon as a card game is very lame compared to Magic, my opinion. But it has much more traction, it seems, outside of a lot of these collector editions. So, because I don't know who, like, I guess that they're going to be tournament legal. All of these sets, like Final Fantasy, right? But all these mechanics, I recently read something about Myriad. I don't even know what this does. Someday I'll show you what I recovered from my parents' attic. This is so crazy. I imagine like my kids at some point finding the cards that I used to have in their basement somewhere, right? That's gonna be so awesome, because there's always gonna be cards somewhere, tens of thousands of cards. When I was basically finding all these cards, I realized how much money I had spent on them. So many. So that's cool about NFTs, right? They don't take up space, and there might always be some use to them, right? So don't burn your old NFTs. Just keep them somewhere. They might actually get valuable at some point because they are limited, even if it doesn't feel like it, right? So sometimes even a shrimp might be valuable, or confetti, or whatever. Mob Bombation. Master Shin. Okay, who are we rating? Who do you want to rate today? As always, I know nothing. Maybe you want to see something about crypto markets, or something nice, something that's not. So the Sam Bam is playing Raven Quest again. That I can see. The Goat Island is playing Marbles on stream. Master Owl is playing Twitchy Tides, it seems. Sensei Bullrog is live as well. Not sure whether they're really live, as always. Quadrell, yeah. What's the main reason you moved to Portugal? It's funny, actually the schooling system, because like the main reason, right? There's been a few reasons. One of them being the weather, and the number of sunny days. Then also the type of life that we wanted to move out of the city, because we used to live in the very, very central in Berlin. But these were just, I mean, you could have moved elsewhere, like Spain or whatever. But the schooling system allows you to officially homeschool in Portugal. So there's schools that help you with homeschooling, like the school that we're in. It's a community-run project, and that was one of the main reasons why we chose this, right? And also this area, because of the school. And now we're very much involved in running the school. It's a very small school. It has it's 25, around about 25 families in the school, and also helping run the school. It's really, really nice. It's very small classes. So my older son it's 8 kids in his grade, so it's very small groups. It's nice. And Pedro, being Portuguese, has got to say that. I am improving my Portuguese. It's funny because I've been here for about 1.5 years now, and it's not good. It's in no way. I would have imagined that I'm much more. I have much more time to spend on learning Portuguese and stuff. But very recently, I've been getting much more comfortable in talking to people and stuff. So, yeah. You can't escape a hard from teacher. Well, it's they can pay much more attention to the kids, right? So that's really cool, because not every kid is comfortable sitting in the classroom with 30 other kids, right? And having a lot of noise, or having very strict rules or whatever. And yeah, and this is German school system reality, essentially. A lot of kids. I mean, public schools are comparatively good, right? But they're still public schools. And then there's private schools, but private schools still have to adhere to the government rules, and that's one thing. And then again, if you want to go to a private school, like an alternative school, so like school type, like a Montessori or whatever type of school in Berlin, good luck. Good luck getting in, right? You would basically have to register your kids when they get born, or even before that. Like, that's the joke always, so that they can go to the school 6 years later, right? And these kinds of things. German schools, well, the German schools, it really depends on the school, whether they're strict or not. But what's strict is the system, right? Because it's mandatory to go to school. Okay, whatever, right? But there's no homeschooling. There's no exceptions from this in general, right? So if you want to take a day off for your kid because you want to go on vacation or whatever, do XYZ, that's generally not possible. You have to be in school, and so you would have to kind of get a get a ticket from your doctor that the kid is sick, right? So you can do that. You can call them in sick, but then when there is school holidays and you want to basically go on holidays a day earlier because flights are cheaper or whatever, sometimes there would be the police at the airport basically stopping parents when they're with small kids, like they're who are in a school age, right? And basically just check whether they are written off sick by a doctor officially. And then there's a lot of doctors not doing that anymore, and yada, yada. It's really hard. Like these kinds of things are really weird. So then, what some parents do if they don't want their kids to have to go to school, even if it's temporarily, let's say for 3 months, you want to move to a different country because of a job or whatever project that you're doing, right? Then you have to officially unregister your kids from anything, like from everything, and then they don't have to go to school. And then you can go back and register them again and whatever. So this is really hard. Okay. Register with pregnant, got it. Yeah. I don't know. There's probably religious exceptions. So if there's a Muslim holiday or a Jewish holiday or whatever, you might get an exception. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is a little bit over the top, and the Germans pride themselves in this, right? That we have this awesome school education system where all the kids are equal and they all have the same chances. So in theory, yes, because everybody has to go to school, it's like that. But in practice, it's obviously not, and there's a lot of inequalities and so on. So it's just there should be exceptions to this, right? There should be ways of getting exempt from this in order to do XYZ, right? Especially if you generally know that kids are doing well. Das Leben ist kein Ponyhof. That's what they say. You can't choose. It's not easy. Okay, but anyway, so who do you want to rate now? Las Vegas Ape. There was talks about so Quadrell or Las Vegas Ape. Quick vote. Quadrell was here earlier, wasn't he? Okay, let's go Las Vegas Ape then. But the majority vote, Pedro, is Las Vegas Ape. So let's do that. I always trust the process. All right, then say hello and see you next week. Thanks a lot, everyone. Hope that there's going to be, yeah, the airdrop was the Twitchy Tides. So next time you join through Twitch, and then you can win NFTs. But thanks for joining in, Kinetic. So okay, we're rating Las Vegas Ape. So have fun. See you next week. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye bye. I said it too early. Now I have to wait 10 seconds for the cooldown. But enjoy, everyone. See you soon.